Okay, so welcome back. This is video number 3, and we're going to talk about how to verify your idea. So in video number 2, we talked about finding consumer demand, finding the frustration and the pain points, and then figuring out what the problem was. Now let's verify to make sure that it is profitable. So we want to take that research and start spying on software developers that are already doing well. You already saw a glimpse of the active installs and how to figure that out, but we're going to take it one step further. And I want to tell you that not all plugins succeed, and it's easy to want to jump in and just start selling. There are many marketplaces out there that allow you to sell your WordPress plugins. And let's take a look at some of those places and verify your idea. Okay, so what you want to do is head on over to the browser here, and you can go to Google, you can type in WordPress plugin marketplace, but what you're primarily looking for are marketplaces that sell WordPress plugins and people are actually buying them. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for marketplaces that are giving away free WordPress plugins. You're wanting to make sure that people are willing to pay money for it. Now, you can go through here, decide what you want to go to. That's fine. But in particular, I typically use a site called Envato Market. And in this case, the site is located at codecanon.net. That's codecanon.net. And if you go over here, you're going to be able to go under WordPress and you can see all of the WordPress plugins. So they have everything categorized. You can have add-ons, advertising, auctions, calendars, e-commerce forums, galleries, media, membership sites, newsletters, SEO, and so much more. All right. So you can go through here. You can pick a category if you want. Let's say SEO, or you can simply enter the keyword up here. So if we chose SEO, we can see that there are 65 WordPress SEO plugins. Now, how do we know if it's going to sell or not? All right, so one good indication is with CodeCanon at least, and this might be different with other marketplaces, but you can actually see the amount of sales that they are making. So you can see, for example, this plugin only has 3 sales and is $18. This one's $12, has 4 sales. This one has 29 sales. Now you can filter things out and find ones that are getting the highest ratings, for example, 4 stars and above. So we can see that here. And we can look at the ones that are the top sellers. So we can see this one has about 6,400 sales. This one has 3,700 sales. We can see this one is a kind of a content curator. So this one creates articles. So remember we looked at the frustration that a lot of people had was number 1, creating content. So we can see that this is definitely matches that research. So we can see that people are willing to pay money for an article rewriter. And this also has really good star ratings, which is a good indication. Now, if we take a look at it, like we said earlier, we can look at the comments, look at the reviews, look at the negative reviews, and get an idea of what people are saying that they're frustrated with in terms of this plugin. And you could go along and make it better. So that's one way of doing it. But I'm just verifying that indeed what we looked at earlier was profitable. All right, so that's a good indication that people are actually buying. All right, so next thing, we could type in time management, which is something that we had searched for previously. Now, when I type this in, if you look to the left, you'll see that it's looking for time management, but also WordPress SEO. So I don't need the WordPress SEO, but I am still looking for top sellers, 4 stars or more, and newest items. So maybe not newest items. I'm just looking for a good indication that something is selling. So time management, we see 9 here that fit that criteria. We can see there's a booking system, For appointment booking, we see there is a freelance, looks like a CRM, content relationship management tool. We can see there's timetable for responsive scheduling. Let's look down here. So as far as time management, it looks like it's just these two here, the booking system and this one here. And we can see that definitely there's a big demand. There's 6,000 sales for that. And there's 4,000 sales with here. So just go here and type the keyword in here and go through the same process that I went through to figure out, is my idea selling? If your idea is not selling, that doesn't mean that it's not going to sell. It just means that it's going to take a longer period of time to have to educate people about the plugin. All right. So now the worst thing that you can do is to go into a market, develop an idea that there's no demand for the market. And if it's a good idea and you really feel like this is something, I've done the consumer demand, it shows there, but nobody's selling this WordPress plugin, then you might be the first person who's actually selling this plugin. And that's not a bad thing. It just means that nobody has paved the way and you're going to have to pave the way. So you're going to have to educate the market, which can take years. So realistically, it can take several years before you actually start making income because you're spending all that time trying to educate the market, if that makes sense. But if you find something that is already profitable and build upon the frustrations that people have, these people have already paved the way for you, and having competition is actually a good sign because people are already educated and they are buying. So with that said, let's move on to the next video.